For many, knowing the history of the rhino underscores why this conservatory is so important.
The white and black rhino has got two sort of different histories over the last, say, 100 years, more or less 100 years. So black rhino numbers, there were quite a lot of black rhino throughout Africa.
Right.
In, say, around about the 60s, 70s, there was estimated about 65,000 black rhino in Africa. But due to poaching, that number's crashed to less than 2,500 in 1995. So that was quite a significant drop in numbers. They're still critically endangered and on CITES Appendix 1.
CITES, the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora, is an international agreement between governments to ensure that international trade in specimens of wild animals and plants does not threaten the survival of the species. Appendix 1 lists species that are the most endangered among CITES listed animals and plants.
White rhino had quite a different story. In the late 1880s, the white rhino were almost hunted to extinction, and only about 50 of them survived in an area in KwaZulu-Natal, one of South Africa's provinces. But that was not really due to poaching per se. That was, the old settlers clearing the land for agriculture.
Okay.
And with their tame nature, it was, easy to hunt them out, and they were used for meat and skins and stuff, So, but then from that 50, their numbers steadily grew until, somewhere in the 60s and 70s when the authorities realized, we have to start moving them into other reserves. And so then they started experimenting with, ways to capture them, because obviously there was no book on how to capture rhino. And so then they were, taken to other parks in Natal and then to other national parks, and then eventually to private reserves. And their numbers increased quite a lot. Today there's probably about 13,000 of them.
On the continent of Africa?
On the continent, okay. Yes. Of which I think about 80% or more is in South Africa.